NCB Zonal Director Sameer Wankhede has been removed as the investigating officer in the cruise drugs bust case in which Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan's son, Aryan Khan, is an accused. A team led by senior police officer Sanjay Singh is going to be now taking over this case. Here's more.
Sameer Wankhede, the man who spearheaded drug crackdown in Bollywood, arresting high-profile celebs like Aryan Khan and grilling Ananya Pandey. He will no longer investigate the Aryan Khan case. At least 5 drug cases, including that of Aryan, have been removed from the purview of the investigator, who's battling allegations of extortion and forgery of marriage certificate. These drug cases will now be investigated by a central team headed by Deputy Director General Sanjay Singh. The NCB Zonal Director, however, is putting up a brave front. Wankhede claims he himself sought the probe by the central agency, thus ruling out his transfer from Mumbai to Delhi. Reacting to Wankhede's removal from the probes, Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik, who has levelled several allegations of irregularities against the officer, says this is just the beginning. Wankhede is in the eye of a storm following explosive charges of extortion levelled by Prabhakar Sail, one of the witnesses in the Aryan case. Prabhakar Sail is the bodyguard of private detective Kiran Gosavi, who was spotted with the NCB Zonal Director after the cruise drug raid. Gosavi, who is currently in police custody in a cheating case, had denied the charges.
गाड़ी में इतना ही चल रहा था कि 25 का बॉन्ड डाल, लास्ट 18 में फाइनल कर, 8 अपने को वानखेड़े को देना है, 10 अपने को बांट लेना करके.
अच्छा, 25 मतलब क्या? 25 लाख कितना?
25 CR,
25 करोड़ रुपया. वानखेड़े साहब मतलब समीर वानखेड़े. ये किससे बात कर रहे थे?
ये सॅम से बात कर रहा था.
प्रभाकर साईल आणि त्याचे दोन्ही भाऊ यांचे CDR रिपोर्ट आणि यांचे मोबाईल कन्व्हर्सेशन काढावे, मोबाईल चॅट्स काढाव्या. माझे मोबाईल चॅट्स काढा प्रभाकर सोबत. जर मी कुठे बोललोय की बाबा इतना पैसा लेके आ, उतना पैसा लेके आ, माझा धंदा आहे इम्पोर्ट एक्सपोर्टचा, त्यामध्ये पूर्वीच्या काही चॅट्स असतील ज्यामध्ये माझ्या पैशांची घेवाणदेवाण असायची, ज्या टायमाला हा जायचा, ह्याचे फोन रेकॉर्ड काढा. सगळ्या गोष्टी क्लिअर होतील. हा जे जे एलिगेशन्स करतो आहे प्रत्येकावर, ते सगळे एलिगेशन्स फॉल्स आहेत.
This is not the only concern for Wankhede, who was grilled by the NCB team for hours last month. Nawab Malik has alleged Wankhede forged caste and marriage certificate to land the government job.
समीर वानखेड़े ने तो धर्म परिवर्तन नहीं किया, हम मानते हैं, क्योंकि जन्म से वो मुसलमान हैं. उनके पिताश्री ने धर्म परिवर्तन किया था. दोनों बच्चे बचपन से मुसलमान हैं, मुसलमान की तरह जिए. और मैं अकेला नहीं, बहुत सारे लोग इस कंप्लेंट को आगे ले जा रहे हैं.
मैं मुस्लिम नहीं हूँ, मैं हिंदू हूँ. मेरा नाम ज्ञानदेव कथुरूजी वानखेड़े है.
हमें जान का खतरा है और मुझे, मेरे बच्चों को, मेरे परिवार को डराया धमकाया जा रहा है. ट्रोल्स आते हैं, सारे फेक अकाउंट से आते हैं और हमें धमकियां दी जाती है कि आपको लटकाया जाएगा, आपको जलाया जाएगा. अब देखिए हम आपकी कैसे परेड कराते हैं, हम आपको पब्लिक में जला देंगे.
Wankhede shares a love-hate relationship with the B-town. He also headed the crackdown after Sushant Singh Rajput's death in 2020. The investigation saw the arrest of actor Riya Chakrabarti and questioning of actors like Deepika Padukone, Shraddha Kapoor and Sara Ali Khan. With Wankhede being removed from the Aryan case, it would be interesting to see how the crackdown now pans out. With Divyesh Singh, Munish Pandey, Arvind Ocha and Sahil Joshi. Bureau Report, India Today.
Pankaj Upadhyay is getting us more details on that story. Good morning, Pankaj. To begin with, those who've been criticizing Sameer Wankhede and saying that all his moves are politically motivated, he also has an agenda, are now obviously going to get some relief or some assurance, given that many would now say that there is going to be a chance at a fair probe, because the general sense was that what Wankhede was doing was really biased at this point in time, especially vis-a-vis Aryan Khan, isn't it?
Good morning, Sneha. So yes, there's no doubt about the fact that NCP Zonal Director Sameer Wankhede was in the eye of a political storm And ever since there were allegations of extortion and bribery that were leveled against him and other officers of the Narcotics Control Bureau. In fact, Nawab Malik, the cabinet minister, has launched yet another attack, early morning attack, if you could say, on Sameer Wankhede. And he refers to him yet again as Sameer Daud Wankhede. And he has again said now that 2 SITs have been formed, one by the Maharashtra government and now the center SIT. Now it's going to be interesting to see that who comes out with the report first and exposes the nefarious private army of Sameer Wankhede. This is what Nawab Malik has to say. This is an indication that this political slugfest is not going to end, and it doesn't seem like the Nawab Malik is going to end this acquisitions and his fight against Sameer Wankhede. What has happened here is that the Aryan Khan case, Nawab Malik's son-in-law case, Arman Kohli's case, along with 3 other cases, have been now shifted to Delhi NCB. That is, Mumbai NCB will now not be investigating them. But also interesting is the press release that was yesterday put out by the Narcotics Control Bureau, which said that no officers have been removed. Sameer Wankhede on his side maintains, giving a statement that he has not been removed from the position as such, and he went on to the extent of saying that the formation of the SIT now is a result of his writ petition in the Bombay High Court, where he had said that the matter should be investigated by a central agency, that is the CBI or the NIA. Countering this, interestingly, Nawab Malik had said that Sameer Wankhede is trying to fool the nation because his writ petition, in fact, was about Maharashtra police investigating the extortion charges and not about the formation of a SIT. So, a lot is going on in Mumbai, and about this very case, what is important today, of course, is also that the SIT head Sanjay Singh will also be visiting Mumbai. But it seems Nawab Malik is not going to stop. He's yet again started his barrage of acquisitions. Remains to be seen whether Sameer Wankhede is now going to come on camera and react.
All right, thanks so much, Pankaj Upadhyay, getting us the very latest on that story from Mumbai City. Well, the other big story developing from the state of Maharashtra, an investigation in the Maharashtra Hafta Gate gathering pace now. The ED, or the Enforcement Directorate, is likely to seek extension of former Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh's custody. A Mumbai session court is going to be hearing the matter. Deshmukh has been accused of corruption, money laundering and extortion. He was arrested by the ED on the 2nd of November after being grilled for over 12 hours in the 100 crore extortion case. All this comes at a time when ED has summoned Deshmukh's son as well in this case. Deshmukh's son Rishikesh, on his part, has called the summons by ED an attempt to infringe his privacy and a witch hunt by the central agency against his family. Delhi's air pollution woes may lead to an increase in COVID cases, is what AIIMS director Dr. Randeep Guleria, who also happens to be a well-known pulmonologist, has warned. He said that high pollution could lead to more severe cases of coronavirus. He said the data suggests that pollution makes the virus stay in air for a longer period as it can stick to the pollutants in the air. He's also said that data suggests that places with higher pollution levels witness more severe cases of COVID and could even lead to a higher death rate. Studies have shown that people with kidney issues and hypertension are more prone to heart diseases on being exposed to pollution. Dr. Guleria's warning comes a day after national capital woke up to a hazardous level of air pollution in many cities on Friday amidst Diwali festivities. The Met Department has predicted improved air quality in Delhi NCR on Saturday. At least it may improve to very poor from severe now.
One set of data does tend to suggest that the virus may stay in the air for a longer period when pollutants are present in the air, because it can sort of stick on to the pollutants and therefore be airborne for a longer period of time. But there's also another body of data which is strong, which is even from the SARS outbreak, which has shown that in areas where the pollution levels were high, people who got COVID had more severe COVID. And therefore, when the two are combined together, you can have more severe COVID, which can lead to higher death rates.
All right, here's a look at the air quality index or the AQI levels in and around Delhi. This is according to the Central Pollution Control Board, and these figures are on 7 a.m. today. Noida's AQI stands at 478, which is extremely hazardous. Delhi's AQI is at 468, in fact. We have Ghaziabad's AQI at 505. Gurugram's AQI stands at 417. So this is the AQI level for the national capital and the regions surrounding Delhi, which is known as the National Capital Region. Milan Sharma is getting us more details on that story. She joins us from Delhi. Milan, as far as the Met Department is concerned, what are the predictions when it comes to the pollutants in the air, given that it's directly linked to the weather also? And when can the situation improve?
Well, good morning to you, Sneha. This is a hazardous situation for the pollution problem, not just in Delhi, but throughout the NCR region. Even the adjoining areas of Delhi, such as Noida, Ghaziabad, Faridabad, and others, Meerut, are experiencing a high level of pollution concentration. This is according to the IMD predictions that low wind speeds and lesser concentration of atmospheric ambience will lead to the concentration of pollution within the NCR region. But they are expecting the wind speeds to increase, and largely the situation by the air control monitoring systems, they are expecting by 6th of November we should see an improvement in the environment altogether due to the meteorological factors. But the fact remains that firecrackers along with stubble burning in the neighboring areas have contributed to a large extent to the hazardous AQI that we are breathing in today. And certainly that would lead to lung-related or breathing-related issues for many in the national capital. In the past years, we have seen how people have actually packed their bags and left from the national capital region to areas where the AQI is better in the country. Certainly, the governments are working this time.
Okay.
There has been implementation on the ground, and considering that the AQI is hazardous at this point of time, there is expectation that from 6 November onwards, we should see some kind of improvement in the air quality.
Milan Sharma, thanks for getting us up to speed with that. Milan, with that report from the national capital. Meanwhile, a study by the American Society of Nephrology has now brought to light the effects of air pollution, which is going to have on the heart and the kidneys. According to the findings, air pollution may have detrimental effects on the heart. It may lead to high risk of heart disease for those with hypertension. So that is something that is expected. High risk of heart disease also for people with kidney problems. The rise in air pollution also results in a likely rise in the galectin-3 levels, which is a marker of scarring in the heart. Air pollution may also be associated with worsening of myocardial fibrosis, when a type of cell in the heart called fibroblasts produce collagenous scar tissue. This can lead to heart failure and even turn fatal. Often that's happened in the past as well. It should focus now and talk about how there is an online troll police which is now going after well-known actor Farhan Akhtar. Well, after Sara Ali Khan, it is the Farhan Akhtar who has come under the attack of trolls. The Bhag Milkha Bhag actor posted a picture on his Instagram account where he was participating in a Dhanteras Puja. However, not long after, an army of bigots started spewing venom in the comments section of the post. Many of them hit out at Farhan Akhtar for celebrating a Hindu festival when he belongs to a different faith. Many also branded him a kafir or a non-believer. The attack on Farhan Akhtar comes just days after Sara was trolled for going to a religious site of Kedarnath. Well, the incident has put a fresh spotlight on the online virtue police. Will those who question the attacks on Indian cricketer Mohammad Shami now speak up for Farhan Akhtar? Remember, film star Sara Ali Khan was also trolled for posting some online pictures of her visit to Kedarnath temple. A virtual mob descended on her timeline, calling her a kafir for being named Sara Ali Khan and visiting a temple. Sadly, the online virtue police moral brigade was conspicuous by its silence. Is outrage then religion and perpetrator specific? Take a look.
She's the actor who starred in the Kedarnath movie, playing the rebellious daughter of a Hindu priest. Bollywood actor Sara Ali Khan recently retraced her stint with the successful movie, shot near the Serene Hill Shrine in Uttarakhand, with a journey of faith, visiting the tranquil Kedarnath shrine with fellow star Janhvi Kapoor. And when Sara decided to post her Kedarnath experience on Instagram through images of her posing with Hindu deities and a board saying Jai Kedarnath, she had to face the unimaginable. Heaped with vicious bigotry, trolling and Islamist hate, vulgar abuses, charges of insulting her Muslim faith and posing with symbols of kafirs or non-believers, even threats over acting like a Hindu. Some of the abusive attacks also referred to her parents, Saif Ali Khan and Amrita Singh, who had chosen an interfaith union. While similar vicious bigotry had sparked massive outrage in the cases of Mohammad Shami and Virat Kohli recently, there's been a conspicuous silence except for negligible outrage over Sara Ali Khan. While some of the abusive posts now stand deleted, there are many others which still dot Sara's Instagram handle. Just weeks ago, Sara Ali Khan also faced brutal trolling for wishing Home Minister Amit Shah on his birthday on Twitter. Will those who condemn trolling in general come out in support of Sara Ali Khan, or is the moral police selective as usual? Bureau Report, India Today.
The month of Diwali has been a mixed bag for an economy recently hit by a pandemic. While the government collected second highest GST since its implementation in 2017 and markets seem to be gearing up amidst festivities, massive loss of jobs acted as a major jolt to India's growth trajectory. Here's a complete report.
Markets are full. Public sentiment appears to be up. Or is it?
The spending power has gone up. It seems to be an impact of the rising economy. People are spending lavishly this time.
कि महंगाई तो है ही और कोविड के चलते इन्फ्लेशन भी आया है, तो कहीं पे चीजें कर्टेल की जा रही हैं और कहीं पे वैसे ही चल रहा है क्योंकि पूजा का मामला होता है.
One of the dampeners as far as the middle class is concerned is the high fuel prices. Just a day before Diwali, the central government slashed excise duty on petrol by 5 rupees and diesel by 10 rupees. A Diwali gift probably prompted by the electoral setback suffered by the BJP in the by-polls in Himachal Pradesh, a state that is going to elections in a few months. The party lost all 3 assembly seats and 1 Lok Sabha seat in the by-elections. The government, however, is bullish on the economy. It has announced a plan to monetize national assets. The long-awaited divestment of Air India is now a done deal. There are other good signs as well. The government collected 1.30 lakh crore rupees in GST in October, the second highest since its implementation in July 2017. Manufacturing growth is the fastest in 8 months. Diesel sales crossed pre-COVID level for the first time in October. Petrol sale is 4% higher than a year ago. UPI transactions crossed $100 billion in a month for the first time. Exports are up for 11 months in a row. There are some concerns as well. Over 54.6 lakh jobs were lost in October. Unemployment rate is up from 6.9% in September to 7.8% in October. Over 60 lakh rural jobs were lost in October. What do these numbers mean? Is the glass half full or half empty? The jury is out. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, details of that report and much more is always up on our website as well. That's indiatoday.in. You can also download the app. Thanks for watching.